Judy here, and I'm at Millcreek Olive Oil with the owner and operator Jason Hess. Jason is a graduate from the Culinary Institute of America, and he was a restaurant owner and chef for 15 years. Jason, how did you get started in this business here?
Well, being a chef, you have a lot of people come and go from your restaurants, but they don't really get a chance to connect with you. So after a while, I felt like, well, I want a better way to connect to the community and to my friends and the people that know me, where I can actually relax and have a conversation with them, and then still be involved with food. So that's kind of the direction that it took.
How you got started?
That's how I got started here. Yeah.
It's a great shop. And how long have you had your shop here?
I've had my shop for 9 years.
9 years,
Yeah.
almost a decade.
Almost, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Thanks.
Tell us about all the different types of products that you carry. I can see olive oil and I can see balsamic vinegar, but
Right.
you have more than that in this shop.
We do. So we like to focus on what other local ingredients that are from this area. We have chocolate conspiracy, raw chocolate. We have Mendoza salsa and their chips. Let's see. We also have local honey that that is a good seller here. People really like that because honey's kind of a strange thing. It's not all the same, and it's good for you to eat the honey from your area. Actually.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, right. It's helpful with allergies and things like that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and then we also have pasta that is made here locally, which is nice and gives us another way to have food that people can make and recipes and things like that.
Nice. And also you have some eggs in your
Oh
shop.
yeah, that's right. We have fresh eggs. They're from Clifford Farms. Julie Clifford, she's the real deal, and she drops those off to me every Tuesday. I get 25 dozen, and I just sold the last one today. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so Tuesday's the day to come and get those, and they're $5 a dozen, which is really reasonable.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then tell me what's the difference between the olive oil that you sell here besides the flavors? There's a lot of flavors.
A lot of flavors, yeah.
What's the difference between the olive oil that you sell here and the stuff that I can buy at the grocery store?
Okay, that's a very important thing. The olive oil, the main thing with olive oil is that how fresh is it? It's about freshness. It's about where it was, when it was created, and the care someone took in making it. Because not all olive oils are created equal. And so there's a legal requirement for extra virgin olive oil, but it's actually kind of low. So what we have here is, it's the upper echelon of that. We call it a pedigree. Different things about the oil that are associated with extra virgin. Ours are just much higher. It's from the products we have they're single sourced from a specific chunk of dirt. They're not just blended from all over the place, which can happen with some of the bigger products because they need 1 million gallons, to service the stores that they're in. And there's nobody taking care of that olive oil. That's what we mainly do here. It's fresh. It doesn't matter if it's from Spain or Portugal or Italy. If it's fresh and it's of a high quality, then that's what we have. And so that's been the biggest difference that people have been able to take advantage of from us, is that we always have the freshest product. We keep it safe and fresh here in our stainless steel tanks, and then you come back in with your bottle and I just refill it.
Nice.
Yeah, so that works out really well.
Yeah. And then you have sample cups around here so you can taste.
Yeah, you come in and you taste the different olive oils and balsamic vinegar. I can make suggestions on pairings, and you tell me what you want to do with it, and I can give you some ideas to do that. And it's a great way to try it before you buy it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And then what is the best way for people to get a recipe or figure out how to use the different flavors of the balsamic and the olive oil that you have?
Well, I'm happy to discuss and give people ideas that I have from my experience with food. But also, to be honest, the internet is an amazing thing. You can literally type in peach white balsamic and you'll get hundreds of recipes.
Oh, that's
and it's a
fantastic.
very easy way to not have to have a 3x5 card and oh my gosh, you spill your lemonade on it or something like that.
Yeah,
So
you're like,
it's
"Oh,
pretty
my
straightforward. You can just be right there with your recipe, and it's just much simpler. But I am happy to give it, my ideas and things like that. No problem.
Your favorites?
Yeah, my favorites.
Nice. So one thing that I noticed when we come into your shop is that it's full of orchids. They're everywhere.
Yeah, right.
And they all look really good.
Well, thank you.
Tell me the story about the orchids.
Well, it's an interesting story. So I love orchids, and so I thought they looked nice in here. I like plants; they liven up the place. You know, we breathe what they put out, and they breathe what, you know, vice versa. And so I had some orchids, and and somebody saw that I had all these blooming orchids, and they're like, "Do you want my orchid? It's just gonna die where I have it. I don't have the patience for it," and along those lines. So I was like, "Sure." And so people started bringing me orchids. Before too long, I had like 40 orchids. I just had all these orchids, so I referred to it as the orchid hospital, and people think that's hilarious. So, but the funny thing is that people actually leave orchids outside the front door of the shop. So I'll come in, and there will be like orchids ready to check into the orchid hospital. Yeah, I don't have any open beds right now, though, so
don't drop them off.
Don't drop them off right now. At least not out front.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so your orchids, they're always really pretty and blooming, and people like me, I get my orchids to bloom when I buy it from the store, and never again.
Never again. Okay.
How do you?
Well, people have this. They may see it on the internet. They may hear it from somebody about 3 ice cubes. You put 3 ice cubes on your orchid, and they melt and water the orchid. Well, that may be successful in certain places where it's more humid, but here in the desert, you got to water it more. It's just not enough. And so your orchid is always kind of struggling a little bit, depending on the type of orchid. And so I just water them much more frequently. So about once a week, give it a good drink. I actually fill the pot up with water and leave it overnight. And then I take the little cup out of the insert, and then I dump the water out and I put it back.
Okay.
Because then it's a full drink. There's still some residual water inside for the orchid to take advantage of and get some humidity even after you water it.
And you do it about once a week?
About once a week, 7 to 10 days, depending on where it is in your house, how close to the window, things like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good to know, and my orchids will probably look a lot better.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
For you, I'd open up a bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to.
Right, I might have to. Yeah.
Well, Jason, thank you so much for taking the time to interview with me and telling me how to help my orchids and letting us taste your.
Right,
your
but
olive
we
oil.
really sell olive oil and balsamic vinegar before we, this is what we do, but hey, bring your orchids, we'll talk about those too.
Nice. Well, if you want to talk to Jason about his orchids, or you're interested in getting your balsamic and olive oil, you can taste the samples, they're very delicious. You can find Jason here at Millcreek Olive Oil. It's located at 3263 East, 3300 South, at the Canyon Rim Shopping Center between REI and PetSmart. Thank you.
That's right. Bye.